You see this drone? This drone is not allowed in Cuba. I was recently in Cuba and I was at the airport when they saw that I had a drone with me and they kept it at the airport. And it was a lot of hassle. I was really scared. That almost ruined my trip to Cuba. So there's some lessons that I learned along my journey to Cuba. So in this video, I wanted to share a few things that I learned about Cuba. All right, let's get into this video. God's energy. Welcome back to Levels to Travel. My name is Tasif. I'm so glad that you're here with me. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about Cuba. As some of you who have been watching my channel, you guys have seen that I have videos from Cuba. I create like really raw videos. We walk around, I show you what the places look like, we talk to people. So there are a few things that I wanted to share about Cuba in terms of the accommodation, safety, people. So let's start with I booked my vacation through WestJet Vacations and it was about $600 for 5 nights. And I went to Veradero with my mom and my sister. Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
There's my mom, my sister, and we stayed at a resort called Hotel Tuxpan, and it was such a great experience. There's a video that I created where I walk around and show you what the resort looks like. So it was a beachfront property. We had a lot of food. We met a lot of people, and you can take a nap on the beach. You can play volleyball. There's so many things that you can do just at the resort. Hotel Tuxpan had an event every night. They had a dedicated area close to a bar. They had events even in the afternoon. So it was such a great experience to be at the resort, and I have no complaints at all in terms of the staff. People were great, and I'm very happy for my mom and my sister. It was their first time in Veradero and they absolutely loved it. Are you enjoying?
Thank you.
And I had a conversation with them and they said that they want to go back to Veradero again, and they really enjoyed it. And one thing that I should mention, $1 Canadian is about 100 or 120 Cuban pesos. So if you're bringing US dollars or euros, it's probably going to be more. It's going to be around 180 pesos. So €1, you can get up to 180 pesos. So when you meet people at the resort, they might be able to exchange money for you, but they might give you a different rate. They might tell you a lower rate. So watch out for that, because sometimes some people would give you a rate of 140 for €1. So you have to watch out and understand that if you're bringing Canadian dollars, US dollars, euro, they're worth a lot more than what people are actually telling you. So that is something that you need to watch out for.
Safety.
Honestly, Veradero is a safe place. I felt really safe in Veradero. There's no safety concerns. There's a lot of people from all over the world that visit Veradero, and they have similar opinion that Veradero is such a safe place.
Veradero is best.
Veradero is a nice resort city. There's a lot of vendors if you want to buy souvenirs, if you want to buy things. We went to a market and it was such a nice experience. And if you want to go around town, there are different ways of going around town. You can get a classic cab. There's also the tuk-tuk. There's also a horse buggy. Look at this. We're sitting in a horse buggy. The best one for me was the tour bus. I guess let's go in the tour bus. Yeah. Wanna start this? Over there? Okay. How much?
600 pesos.
600 pesos? Here we got ticket. We paid 600 pesos per person to use this tour bus. Let's go, everybody! The tour bus takes you from one end to the other end of Veradero. You're able to use that throughout the day. And there are also tons of tours that are available at the resort. If you can ask the front desk, or usually there is a specific desk right beside the front desk where there are people selling you tours, and that's how I went to Havana City. I picked up a tour right at the resort and I paid around 100 Canadian dollars, and it was totally worth it. So just like that, there are tons of tours you can book at the resort. So it was such a great option if anyone is interested in that part. Veradero is designed for tourists. It is not real Cuba. If you want to experience real Cuba, you have to go to Havana City. So that's what I did. I actually did a day tour where I went to Havana City. There's also a video. I'll link it up here if anyone is interested. You should check it out. It's really beautiful. I did a whole walk around tour and I had such an amazing time there. I really saw what Havana is all about, what real Cuba looks like. And I learned a little bit about the history of Cuba.
The monument you see over there, that's Jose Marti's, the island's national hero. He was the person who organized the Cuban army in the Second War of Independence we had against Spain in 1895.
Cuba is a socialist country and everything is ran by the government and people don't make a lot of money. And recently, Cuba has been struggling a lot. As I was there, I understood that Cuba economy is struggling a little bit and people don't have a lot to eat and a lot of people are struggling. So if you're going there, if you have extra clothes, take clothes with you so you can donate some of your clothes to people. And one thing that I would really suggest is if you're going to a resort city, get out of the resort and meet local people, understand their story. And that is the best thing that you can do to understand people from another country, to hear their story, to hear who they are. If you're gonna go to your tropical island, you need to take sunscreen with you, take your bucket hat, the bucket hat that I always wear, and might as well take some medicine with you because I actually got sick for a day where I had a little bit of fever. It's a good thing that we brought medicine. So take medicine with you because I believe that anything can happen and you have to be ready for any situation. It is good to learn a little bit of Spanish because although a lot of people speak English at the resort, outside of the resort a lot of people might not speak English, and it is good to know a little bit of Spanish just to, get by, just to buy things.
¿Cómo? Tírame una foto.
Foto, sí.
Sí.
Para mi YouTube.
Ah, para YouTube.
Canal.
Ah, ya.
Sí.
¿Dónde tú vives? ¿Qué país?
Soy de Canadá.
Ah, ya. Qué lindo tú eres, un niño.
Oh, gracias. In my opinion, Veradero is an amazing top-tier place to visit if you want to get out of Canada. Especially during winter, I think it would be amazing to get out and go visit Veradero. Well, that's all I have for this video. I just wanted to end this series by talking a little bit about what I've experienced from my trip to Cuba, and I'm looking forward to going back to Cuba at some point. Alright, that's all for this video. I will see you in the next one. God's energy.